As I drove down the winding road of Sleepy Hollow, the mist hung thick in the air, swirling around the trees like ghostly fingers. The trees loomed over me like ancient giants, their branches reaching out like gnarled claws. The silence was deafening, broken only by the occasional hoot of an owl or the rustle of leaves in the wind. I came upon an old mansion, its once grand facade now crumbling and covered in ivy. The windows were dark and empty, staring out like blind eyes. As I passed, I caught a glimpse of a figure in one of the windows, a pale face with hollow eyes, watching me with silent intensity. The moon rose high in the sky, casting an eerie glow over the desolate fields that stretched out on either side of the road. Shadows danced in the moonlight, taking on strange shapes and forms that seemed to move of their own accord. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that unseen eyes followed my every move. As I crossed a rickety old bridge over a murky river, the mist rose from the water like ghostly tendrils, swirling around the bridge's supports. The air grew colder, and a sense of unease settled over me like a heavy blanket. I couldn't help but wonder what secrets lay hidden beneath the dark waters of the river. At the edge of the forest, I caught sight of a shadowy figure standing perfectly still. Its features were obscured by darkness, but I could feel its gaze boring into me. A chill ran down my spine as I sped up, desperate to leave the oppressive atmosphere of Sleepy Hollow behind me. Suddenly, a flash of lightning split the sky, illuminating a gnarled tree with twisted branches that reached out like skeletal fingers. The light cast eerie shadows on the ground, making the world seem even more surreal and threatening. I gripped the steering wheel tighter, my heart pounding in my chest. The road narrowed, winding through the dense forest, where strange symbols were carved into the trees. They seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, sending shivers down my spine. I couldn't shake the feeling that I had stumbled into a place where the veil between the living and the dead was thin, and anything could happen. As I drove on, the road seemed to stretch on endlessly, disappearing into the mist that enveloped everything in its cold embrace. I couldn't shake the feeling of being trapped in a nightmare with no way out. Sleepy Hollow had claimed me, and I feared I would never escape its haunting grip.